All right. Memo from the Hill. DeSantis tries to shift narrative after campaign criticism. They stress a number of points, including that the campaign is at a very early stage. DeSantis is showing strength in fundraising. He has withstood a barrage of attacks from Team Trump with favorability intact. Mick, to you, just in terms of a marketing question, nothing kills a bad product faster than good advertising. And what Ron DeSantis has had over the past couple of months is good advertising in Iowa. He's been there. He's been on the air there. He's spending money there. And his poll numbers not only don't stay flat, they go down.
Yeah, and the real number here is really what Trump numbers is, what Trump's numbers are. Because as long as Trump is still at 50 or about 50, even above 50, it doesn't make a difference. He can win with 35, right? But that would show weakness. He's 50 in Florida. I've seen 50 as high as 50 in Iowa. Sean's right. It's going to be those four states that come down. How do you do in Iowa, New Hampshire, South Carolina, and Nevada? So as long as Trump is still in that 50% range, it's pretty much all over but the shouting.
6 months and...
Well, and I just to buttress the excellent point of my colleague, which is now that we have a date for Iowa on the 15th
January
of
15th.
January, so that means that the following Tuesday, New Hampshire comes in.
And South Carolina's like a month.
And we got a month.
Yeah, it's a
so
month.
So what is going to happen is a long, grueling, brutal struggle between now and the end of January, and then the race completely resets, and then you rack them again, and you.
At least we get to all spend that month in South Carolina rather than in New Hampshire.
Well, because to Sean's point, remember that Biden was 5th or 6th in Iowa, 5th or 6th in New Hampshire. I mean, he was getting crushed in those first two races, and South Carolina saved him. So you're right. You don't have to win in Iowa and New Hampshire, but you have to do something, and then helping out in South Carolina is a big deal.
Watch your phone. It'll be blowing up, my friend.
Isn't the elephant in the room that Ron DeSantis just does not have? DeSantis doesn't have the charisma of Trump, and no matter what the numbers are saying, he just cannot crack that. He can't crack that base at all.
I don't know any of these candidates have the charisma of Trump. It's different, right? If you're looking for just somebody to make you want to show up at a rally, that's one thing. But I mean, this is not the Donald Trump of 2016. People know who he is. He's not a new phenomenon. He's not new to politics. So I don't know if charisma alone is really the metric. Face it, Ron DeSantis got elected governor by I think 15 points in what's supposed to be a purple state with the same charisma that he's taking to Iowa.
But he's losing in his own state.
Yeah. And now by an increasing margin. All right. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.